I was treated in, when I was having my chemotherapy, the teenage and young adult ward, and that was from people varying into 18 to 25. So it was really nice because we had everyone who were around my age going through the same thing. I was also treated in other wards where there was much older people, probably like quite elderly, like 60 plus. And I was definitely the youngest person in there, and I guess that made me feel a bit isolated, and it definitely wasn't as nice as being with people the same age. I think that really helps, but I think what got me through the most is like speaking to the nurses and stuff, and the way that they were with you, and they like acted differently.
So I was a day patient, so I was treated on a children's outpatient clinic. I quite liked the fact that I could go home at the end of the day, and I didn't live ridiculously far from the hospital, so I was quite lucky in a sense. It was relatively accessible. I was actually diagnosed on a teenage cancer trust ward though. I just didn't receive my daily treatment there, but both of them were fantastic. As good as they can be for the situation, I guess.
When I was treated in the wards, they allowed, for example, if I had to stay overnight for a reason, like when I got an infection, they allowed people to stay over, and they had like beds for them, and it was all like really comfortable. But then again, sometimes I would prefer to just have treatment on my own and just speak to the people I knew around the hospital. So it's all very relaxed on who you want to take or when.
I think on the Teenage Cancer Trust ward especially, it's just absolutely fantastic. It doesn't feel like a hospital at all. It doesn't feel clinical or incredibly sort of depressing. It's just so welcoming, so friendly. It's got, music, TV, gadgets, like a pool table. It's just really colourful, friendly, and it makes you completely forget the real reason you're there. The children's ward I received my actual treatment on, it was also great. I mean, they've got sort of facilities for children. I suppose, being 15, it's slightly more tailored for very, very young children, but it's still, it's still a comfortable environment. So they know that young people have different needs to older patients, and I think that's really important, and it's something that you remember when you're looking back on your treatment experiences.
So the nurses, they were really sweet, and they connected to you on like a personal level, not just about all the chemotherapy and the treatment you're going through. It was also just about general things of being a teenager and the difficulties anyone will go through. So that really helped.
When you're a young cancer patient, you want to be considered as a teenager in your own right, as well as a patient, and I think that's something that the staff really, really do. Lymphoma is one of the most common cancers in young people, so a lot of the staff there have previously dealt with many teenage lymphoma patients, and I think you can really tell. They definitely don't treat you as a statistic, they treat you as an individual, and for me that personal approach is really quite special. Oh, honestly, I've made friends with so many of them, and we're still friends, to this day. We all still talk, we all still go out for, meals and events and stuff like that. And when you're diagnosed with cancer, that's not something you ever expect. I just thought, oh my goodness, I'm just going to be in, just very much on my own. I'm not going to get to know anyone. But really, I was absolutely taken aback by how many of the young people were around me, often also with lymphoma. And just how much we all sort of clicked, because we all understood what we were going through, whereas not many other teenagers do, because, teenage cancer is still rare.
So if you're in a similar ward where there's young people and young teenagers, then I recommend to just really push yourself to go and talk to people, because everyone kind of wants the connection with you and talk to you. Don't be shy and just be yourself, because everyone wants to speak to each other.